if it wasn't wrapped in a condom already.
Oh
You know?
my God.
It's just these crazy stories that he had of like.
But that's also the best thing about working in healthcare, because you meet so many people from, like, it doesn't really matter, well, if you're rich or poor, it does to some extent, but everyone gets ill and everyone has stuff wrong with
Yeah.
them, so,
So you must have some mad eye stories.
Or there's some, like,
Or
pretty
just
sad
mad.
ones too, though, like about a parent who, so this child needed glasses, and, like, a standard prescription, it was pretty bad, like, +4-ish, but,
Yeah.
Functional vision would never need any special help. But his mum had persuaded him that he was blind so that she could get, like, benefits and stuff. And she got him a guide dog. All of this.
But don't they do tests?
But no, she told him how blind he was, that he'd believe it himself and he'd fake it. So you'd see him, you'd, like, call him to come into the room for his appointment, and he'd get up off his chair, he'd walk in the room, make eye contact with you, and sit down on the chair perfectly,
Yeah.
and sit and look at you in the eye. And then you'd ask him to read the letter chart, and he'd be like, can't see it. I'm like, yeah, but you've just located that chair,
Yeah. And you know where the chart is.
You know the chart is. Yeah. So, it would be so frustrating because it's so hard to, like, and then...
That's when you've got to just lie and be like, look, mate, I've got a machine here that can tell me that you can see. So...
But this had gone to the next level where his mum had, like, persuaded him that he totally can't see. It was so crazy. And I was like, in school, so is he really struggling? No, he's not really struggling that bad.
You should have thrown something at him if he tried to catch it.
It's so some kids you can catch out, and you've got to then have that awkward conversation with the parents that are, like, worried sick that their angel child can't see, and you're like, this little shit's faking it.
But do you reckon it was the parent or the child just being like, I'm blind?
Nah, in that case, it was the parent that had really... It was quite bad. Like, that was quite sad.
Child abuse, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that was bad. Like, that was really... Ended up getting really looked into. But, yeah, there's some weirdos, real weirdos out there. And, I'm just trying to think what else. One that my mum always goes on about, because I think I remember this when I was just, like, graduated, and I was telling her stories of what was happening in the hospital. Yeah. There was a woman who, when she orgasmed, she got double vision and her eyes crossed and she couldn't uncross them.
What do you mean? Why couldn't she uncross them?
She just couldn't. So, like...
So she's just staring inwards?
Yeah. But then it was really hard for us to, like,
niche.
Prove it. So we'd, like...
Yeah.
Like,
go into this room.
We need to see it happen, but, like... Unless you want to go home and video it from your head up, like,
yeah,
just need to see shoulders up what's happening.
Yeah, no need for the rest of it.
No. Yeah.
And what did she have to do that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that sort of then got passed on to the neurological team, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, strange, eh?
So you don't even know what it was?
Don't know what it was, man. There's a lot of things that you just don't know what it is. It's just people's bodies that are real weird.
Oh, geez, that would be a weird one to be.
Yeah.
Do you reckon she used to give people...
You'd be a bit put off. Yeah.
And as well, see, now she has to say to a new partner like that, if I orgasm, I go cross-eyed.
Yeah.
I can't help it. What if she don't go cross-eyed?
Yeah, she can't fake it anymore.
Yeah. He's going to be like, your eyes look fine to me. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, it's not every time.
Yeah, only every now and then. But, because I do work in Invercargill each week at the hospital down there, and you do see some quite weird and wonderful things down there. Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
It's quite a small population, but you see a lot of the real weird stuff going on.
Right.
And there's different theories, whether it's because of, the aluminium plant.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or whether it's because...
Inbreeding?
Possibly, yeah.
No, surely not.
No, I'd hate to speculate. It's just... And there is a lot of drugs and things down there, but, not as much as other parts of the country.
Yeah.
So, even though it's a tiny hospital, I do get to see a lot of the...
Is this weird eye stuff or just weird people?
Weird eye stuff and, weird people, but but
Weird
more
people with weird eyes.
weird people. And I said it to one of the doctors that I'm like, this just doesn't add up. Like, why am I seeing all this strange stuff for such a small like cohort? And he was like, I don't know. It's really.
It's just one of the wonders of Invercargill.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually a huge advocate of Invercargill after spending many a days down there. Yeah.
I think Invercargill does get a bad rap, and it's actually not that bad. There's quite a lot going on down there.
Yeah, and actually the nice Southlanders are the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Oh, yeah.
Rough around the edges, but, real nice.
Southern hospitality, mate.
Oh, yeah, the best.
So, everyone in Invercargill's got weird eyes? Not everyone, but a lot.
Well, yeah, everyone that I see anyway.
Yeah, of course,
I've seen the ones with weird eyes, but, yeah, there's a funny old mix of people down there, but kind-hearted.
Do you ever see anything really gruesome?
No, I don't see so much of the real icky stuff. I might sometimes see people like in the waiting area in the eye department that has very sore eyes. I've watched surgery on the eyes and things like it's pretty icky, maybe feel a bit faint. Yeah. Kids with real sticky eyes, babies are prone to getting real sticky eyes, and that's pretty gross. I had sort of newborn baby that actually had chlamydia in their eye. That was sad.
Chlamydia in the eye?
Yeah.
Is that because the parents had chlamydia? Well, the mother must have had chlamydia when she gave
birth, yeah.
Yeah.
Really quite sad. She didn't know she had it. Her partner had cheated on her.
Oh, this is Jeremy Kyle shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, she was only about 18, 19.
Yeah.
And she had to take in a little newborn because it had proper gammy eyes.
But is that just like normal chlamydia? You just treat it and it goes away?
Yeah.
So it's not a massive problem. Just looks mental.
No, you're talking from experience. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Just had some antibiotics and got rid of it. Just not great for a newborn baby because they need to get that good vision for their development.
Right, yeah.
And not good for a new mum's mental health either.
Of course, yeah.
So.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can get all them
he would have been
nasties
in
the
so
eye.
much trouble, eh?
Oh, I'd say so. Get herpes in your eye.
Do you ever see like? Oh no, I'm going into like midwife sort of birth stories now. We're on the wrong subject of eye stuff. What's the thing? When you have two different coloured eyes.
Heterochromia.
Heterochromia.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because like who had that?
Technical word.
David Bowie.
Yeah, it's not. It's just. It's nothing really. I suppose so. Medically wrong. It's just the iris. The pigment in your iris is just.
Yeah.
Different in each eye, I suppose.
Your vision's fine.
Vision's fine. Shouldn't really affect your vision.
It's quite cool, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
See dogs get it sometimes. It's quite cool.
I mean, obviously you've got darker pigment in your eyes, like, if you've got darker skin, you have darker eyes usually, then it does mean that you're better in bright light. You're not so sensitive to bright light than someone with real pale blue eyes.
Right.
Yeah. So it might have been affected that way. You might have found that one eye was a little less or more light sensitive, but.
Are men's eyes and women's eyes different, what they were saying?
No, they're not really. No, you can. The inside of your eye might look different if you're, black skinned or white skinned. You can see it on the inside of your eye too. The inside of your eye is a bit darker or lighter. But even sometimes you might see someone that's, white, and I'll take a picture of their eye, and I'm like, oh, what's your heritage? Are you from, like somewhere around the equator? And they'll be like, oh, actually, my great-great-granddad was, and you can see it like on the inside of their eye, yeah.
Okay. See, now this is the stuff I'm like, what is going on and nobody knows about?
So you don't get that pigment in your eyes until you're about 9 months old. So all babies look like they're blue-eyed. And then it's when you're the 9 months old that you get that pigment, and they'll get their own colour, really, your unique colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it green eyes is really the least
common?
Common, yeah.
Yeah. But green eyes is just a variation of the blue or the brown, really. It's got to be sitting on that scale. There's not really a green-eyed category. You're either somewhere on the normal deviation
Greeny blue
of the
or
greeny blue or the greeny
browny
brown. Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Okay. I'm running out of eye questions.
It's all right. You just sit on it. I'm sure loads of people are going to be writing in more questions about eyes if
Yeah.
they've not already fell asleep by now.
If
Maybe
you
could
see Annie anywhere in public, just ask her about eyes because she loves it.
I love it. I do.
So what's
love
the
it.
okay then? Well, what's the coolest thing about eyes you can tell me?
Oh.
We'll wrap it up around now. We'll ease to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Out with a bang.
The coolest thing, I just think it's just so important to have your eyesight and to protect it, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
So, well, I've no idea. How often do you get your eyes tested?
Or I think when you're younger than 40, every 2 years, really, as long as everything's fine, and then after that, about it's every 2 years until things go a bit
Yeah.
pear-shaped, really. You know,
Yeah.
some people might need them. If you wear contact lenses, you need to go and get your eyes checked every year because you can get so many nasty infections that eat away at the front surface of your eye, and you need to keep on top of that, and you know.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, every couple of years you should really go and get it checked, like you do the dentist. Nobody really notices.
Do optometrists and all that have your own little in jokes? Is there any like eye jokes?
Well, tell you what, this year is the year for Great Vision 2020.
2020. Okay, yeah.
So that has been a huge, hit between all the
Do all
eye
the
professionals.
customers say that when they come in?
Yeah, 2020 vision. I get my eyes checked. This has actually been the busiest year on record for eyes in
Really?
the whole of New Zealand. I think because lockdown, a lot of people spent a lot of time in front of screens that they actually either, had time to slow down and think about your health and what you want to improve or what you need looking at. Or you've now gone into being a lot more computer based and your eyes are getting really tired. So we've been slammed with people having eye tests. Crazy. And it's been the same all across the country.
Yeah. 2020. It's a bit of a weak joke though, isn't it?
Oh.
There's got to be more than that.
There's really not that many.
Because I love when you see, I really like people who have like the real nerdy jokes within their industry. Like sometimes I've seen like mathematical equations, and there's other mathematicians laugh at it. There's like that's a proper joke that you've got to know to get it. Building has like you got a few.
Oh, you've put me on the spot now.
But I just wondered if there's any like, do you know? I'm trying to think of a good one that everybody says. There's loads of those sort of jokes around, isn't it? That if you say it, everyone goes, they've got everyone knows the same jokes for everything. Or is just everyone in the eye industry just really boring? Lazy, lazy eyes.
Lazy eyes. I'm not off the top of my head. I can't think there's many hilarious jokes about eyes. But maybe I'll have to come back to you on that one.
Write some. Not right now. I'm not like saying you write a joke right now. But just, something to think about for the future.
But to keep people
just jazz it up a bit, yeah. People come in. Aye.
Yeah. That's how I roll.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. More puns, isn't it? More eye-based puns. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's something I need to...
I'm just introducing you to a few ideas. Jazz up your patter a bit when you've got customers. Do you have anything like with kids? You must have, surely, like...
Oh, yeah, I've got kids' eye testing down to a T, because that is so hard to get them to sit still. Wear an eye patch, do what you want, like stay focused on something for like you know, 10 minutes. Because I would test babies' eyes, like from 6 month old, and you've got to get them to sit still and
Right, yeah.
have a look at their eyes, see if there's anything wrong. So you've just got to move quick and be super nice and encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard, but they you know, most kids want to please, so you just got to give them that platform.
Right, yeah. Do you know, just bribe them with Chubba Chub lollies or something?
I don't really use bribery that much. I try not to. I've also got like putting eye drops in a kid's eyes.
Okay.
We've got
That's
these
hard
eye
enough
drops
with an
in.
adult.
Yeah, and they actually do real sting. Like they feel like as if you're chopping the worst onion.
What
And
eye drops are these?
So what they do, they dilate the pupil of the eye so that the doctor or optometrist can have a look inside the eye, do a real good, you know.
Send your vision all mad, would they?
Yeah, so they make your vision go really blurry and it looks like mental because the pupils are just fully dilated.
Yeah.
But they
Buzzing.
really sting going in. And I've just got to be like, so I'm going to put the sparkly drops in now to make your eyes look real sparkly. But when they go in, you will feel that glitter. So you just blink it
But
around.
then, do you have to convince them, like, I know that really hurt. I just got to do the other eye. Here
just
comes
do it
some more
really-
glitter.
I like get them to, I'm like, sit on your mum's lap like a baby. And so they sit in the baby. And I'm like, Mum, just hold the arms. So they go, and I might say, or you can close your eyes if you want. Pretend you're going to sleep. And then I'm just like, in, boom, boom, boom. That's it,
Why
done.
don't you get
and then
two and
like,
do them together?
Because then where am I going to drop it in? I've got to use one hand to drop it in.
Oh,
I do it super quick.
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, can you feel the glitter? And they're like,
Feel the
"Whoa,
glitter."
I can feel that. And I'm like, wow, your eyes are so
Cutting my
sparkly.
eyeballs up.
And then the next time they come back, they're like, are you going to put the drop in your eyes?
I don't like the
No.
glitter.
No, but you're a bit older now. They don't hurt as you get older.
Right, yeah.
And they're like,
Just lying then.
okay.
No bribe,
Yeah.
just lying.
Yeah. They're like, I am really old. Yeah, I'm like 6 now. I'm like,
Oh,
God.
man. Because I had some stuff in my eyes when I went that was like bright yellow. Made me look like I was in an episode of The Simpsons all the way home. Everything was tinted yellow.
Yeah.
That was to see scratched eyeballs or something, was it?
Yeah, to look at like if you've got any scars and things on your eyes, which you probably do have.
I didn't.
You don't?
Very surprised. She was like,
You've been
no,
wearing your safety specs?
I'm safety. They don't call me cautious crump for nothing.
Good. That's what you need to get drilled into people. There's nothing worse than getting something stuck in your eye.
Oh man, the building industry. Well, I don't know about now because it's been so long, but back in England, no one wore earplugs, no one wore goggles, and it was like a bit wimpy to wear them. And you come over here, and it's like so commonplace to wear all the safety gear. No one, you get told off like put your bloody glasses on and blah, blah,
Do you know what? I just think in Queensland you've got to be extra careful because we are so far away from a good hospital.
Yeah,
You know,
and
so-
there's loads of people blagging the job who don't know what they're doing, and it's dangerous out there.
Yeah, it is.
There was a guy who got his hand nearly chopped off with a saw. Someone got shot in the eye with a serious nail gun thing, killed him. Yeah.
What, recently?
Nah, this was like when they were building placemakers. There's a big nail gun thing that shoots nails into steel, into concrete.
Yeah.
And there was a big steel beam, and it had holes drilled in it for bolts, and they were shooting a bit of timber onto it, but the nail just happened to line up with the hole drilled in it, and it shot out the other side into a guy's face.
Oh my gosh, that is horrific.
Yeah. But it, once a day I get something in my eye. Like no matter what. It's usually when I put my glasses on. I'll be doing something. I think, I better put these safety glasses on. You put them on, and when you put them on, it's like
some dust
you
in it.
yeah, like you throw something into your eye. So like I'm forever on an evening watching TV, and I'll just be having like concrete bits falling out my eyeballs.
But imagine losing your sight. I just think, oh God, like.
Yeah. Well, I knew a girl actually who had some condition where her eyes were deteriorating. So she knew in 10 years I'm going to be blind. Already in the evening, she's like in the dark, can't see very well.
Retinitis pigmentosa sounds like that was.
Say again?
Retinitis pigmentosa.
Retinitis.
Where your visual field starts closing in, basically.
Right, yeah. But it was a sort of like, I better see everything cool now.
And that's because the reason that I can sort of guess it is just because it's progressive disease of a young woman. It's not many things that it could be.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say retinitis pigmentosa. That was my first.
I thought it was.
Yeah, and after that it was blindness, blinditis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a mad one to know you're going to go blind.
So sad. And even like a lot of old people, you get macular degeneration when you get to, over 70 is quite common. And even for old people, when they start to get that, they know the vision's deteriorating. It still causes a lot of anxiety for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't matter what age you are, it's still very scary.
See, it's all the long words makes you sound like professional. Just throwing out there, what was the last one?
Macular degeneration.
Macular degeneration.
But that's one that's, it's getting quite common now because we're all living to be a lot older.
Right, yeah. The eyes are just fucking out too early.
Because 30 years ago, not a lot of the population, or say maybe 40, 50 years ago, there wasn't a very high percentage of the population that was over 60.
That 60?
Yeah. So people who are like in their 70s and 80s now, when they were, say, our age, like 30, they wouldn't have known many people to be 70 or 80. So they're living this whole new generation that they didn't really know about.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So it's quite... I was listening to another podcast about this, actually, recently, that they're saying...
You're listening to other podcasts?
Oh, I do so much driving each week, Crump, that I'm listening to those.
Is it a good one? Is it just about eyes?
No, this one's about, it's like this woman that interviews loads of different people, and she was interviewing this doctor about aging, and he was saying like us that are in our 70s and 80s are the ones that are forefronting this whole new generation of living, because when we were younger we didn't really know that many people that were older.
Yeah.
And that's it. So all these old, and when you get to that age, things like cataracts, and get more diseases like macular degeneration and things that we didn't really need to treat that much of years ago because there wasn't that many people that were going to be that old.
That long.
Interesting, isn't it?
We're going to be probably nearly 100, I reckon.
Oh, scary.
I won't be. I'm going to be out of here at 70, I reckon, the way I'm going.
But imagine that, if we retire when we're 60, we've got 40 years off.
But they're putting it up already. It's 65 or something, retire.
I'm hoping retire at 45.
What wage are you on? Get into eyes, guys.
No, I mean...
Dollar signs for eyeballs.
I'm going to win the lottery or something to help me out. I can't do it.
Oh, man. Because my mum was saying this, about getting your pension and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just keeps going up. It's like every year I'm meant to get it, it goes up again.
Well, that was it. When I was working in the UK and they were like, working in the NHS, oh, you've got the best pension ever. I was like, I'm 21. I don't even know when. I might not get this pension for another 70 years. I said, I opt out. Don't sign me up for that pension scheme because, I've got student loans to pay off and like my maintenance loan. I was like, I don't even have a house. I don't have, bloody a nickel to my name. So you can opt me out of that pension scheme. And all the older ones are like, no, you've got to do it.
Well, it's funny they keep putting it up, but it's obviously like the people making these decisions do not work physical jobs. We've had a few guys come help us out in their 60s and they are useless. They can't lift anything, they can't kneel down, they can't bend over, they fall asleep at lunchtime. You can't be working physical job at 65, man.
Yeah, you're going to do work in between your knees and your nose, like that's like...
Well, you can do a bit, but we had this guy Dave, man. Oh my god. He had these like little reading glasses, and he used to wear like a proper old school guy. He used to wear like a vest, like a singlet vest, Then he'd have a polo shirt with a pocket. Then he'd have his work button-up shirt with a pocket, a woolly jumper with a pocket, and then overalls with a pocket. And he used to measure something, because he had to have his glasses on to see up close, and then he'd take them off and put them in his pocket, do what he had to do, measure the next one, and he was forever between layers. Never could find his glasses. He was like, Dave, just put them on your head, mate. Just put them on your head. Put them on a string.
Don't put them in your pocket.
He was a nightmare, man. We sent him to one job, and he measured everything, put all his tools on the ground, dug a hole, and buried all his own tools. He just threw all the dirt on top of his own stuff because he couldn't really see what he was doing.
What?
And he buried all his own shit.
Like a dog.
So, old people on the work site, plus not being able to see, it's not the one.
Well, no. So what are you opting for earlier retirement?
I'd retire tomorrow. People say, "Oh, you'll be bored."
No, I wouldn't either.
No way.
No.
Lockdown was the
Yeah.
best thing I ever did. I loved that, man. No, that was really good. Until like that, well, when it was nearly over at the end, and then you sort of, I wish I could. If you could be retired and obviously see people, then it'd be the one. The only people we seen was you, and you got too drunk and you threw up on the carpet.
I'd been locked down. So I'd let my hair down.
Yeah. Hair
Lockdown.
down, dinner up.
Oh. Yeah. Right.
All right. Well, I think that's about enough eye information. I can't think of anything else to ask you, unless you've got anything really unbelievable.
Oh my god, I could talk forever. So let's just end it.
Could you really? You love eyes that much?
I love it. I do love it. Which is obviously I'm very lucky to have a job that I do.
Yeah.
Love. And
do you get up in the morning just like zing?
Nah.
Eyes today again?
No, I don't. But like when I'm working at the hospital in Chicago, I love that work.
Yeah.
Because it's go, and it's like working public, whereas here I'm working private, so it's not quite as
a bit too snobby.
Fast paced and humble, I suppose.
Right, yeah. Say no more.
So yeah, I do love it. And then, I mean, there's going to be a hospital here at one point, so I'm just waiting for that to happen. Well, there's a Southern Cross hospital getting built over there, but obviously a private hospital again.
Yeah.
And there's talks of another hospital going up in Frankton, like more of a local clinic. Midway.
Private healthcare.
You do? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for it. Especially, I just think living here, then it's something that you should invest in.
Well, even the difference of, like, I know someone who went, what's it called when it's not private? Just
public.
Just public, yeah, of course. And they had an overnight stay, and I remember getting a Snapchat of the meal, and he was like, "What is this? Dog shit." And then, following surgery, went private, steak meal. I was like, what? I'm going private just for the meal.
For the care, the care, because a lot of the time it is the same surgeon that will do public and private. But it's the care all around you, like, you are going to get that next day and week and 3-month follow-up. Whereas in the hospital, it might get pushed a little bit further, and obviously they do have a lot more people to care for, so you don't obviously get the same care as you would private. Invercargill Hospital is quite new, and it is a real good service, but still it's so far away from the big cities that it doesn't get as much, I'd say, investment and time, and doesn't get the best resources, because when you're that far away from Auckland and Wellington, and everyone thinks our little old South and the that much, but
they'll be fine down there.
Yeah, but living, especially once this Southern Cross hospital goes up, like, say if something happens and then, like, there's the hospital down the road, but you haven't got private healthcare, so you've actually got to go 3.5 hours to Dunedin, which your mate's got to drive you there, and then you've got to pay for a hotel for a few days, and la 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 la. So you'd much rather be here, where you've paid, just because you paid, I don't know, $30 a week.
Yeah. Oh, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I know people who've got it for like a few months and then had like a 20 grand operation. That's the one to go for.
You can get loads. You can get orthodontics on it. You can get your wisdom teeth taken out. You can get massage, physio, all that stuff.
That's a good point, actually. I've just come from physio. I'm feeling very relaxed. Very relaxed. All right, well. Oh, look, I've even got that. It's a little lens cleaner there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wear glasses, but it cleans the iPad screen a treat.
On my phone, I'm like spraying that stuff on.
All right, well, thanks for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
Any like plugs you want to do? Big up Ocular therapists.
Oh yeah, obviously if you need an eye test, then you'll come to Ocular. Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows that already. You want to go to the private, locally owned places, not the
shop local.
Shop local. Don't go to those big chains. Chains. You've never heard of the Specsavers. And
big up your annoying dog,
Margaret. she had her first haircut this week.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
she looked adorable, but didn't go down too well with her dad. She didn't look like such the hunting animal that she's meant to be.
Okay.
You know?
She's lost that ferocious look that she's known for.
Yeah.
What breed's Margaret?
Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, vicious.
English working Cocker Spaniel, I think I hasten to add. Yeah, and well, yeah, if anyone does have any questions about the eyes, you can always find me on Facebook, Annie Airey.
Well, you won't be on it. You're off the socials.
Oh no, I've got Messenger.
Okay.
Just, you can't write on my wall. That's all. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, Crumb.
No worries.